Hey there, thank you for tuning in. Drattle44 here. Hope you're having a great day so far. Now, basically bringing you a final tournament opening for Season 5 for 2021, because obviously after tomorrow, it'll be 2022, so I hope you have a good one. What I'm going to do is go through all of the openings. If you do like the video, drop us a subscription. You do actually get entered to get a free Sky Blue Striker Interstellar. At 250 subscribers, one lucky winner will get that free, so make sure you're subscribed and leave a like on the video. And if there's any suggestions about like content that you'd like to see in the future moving forward into next year, please write it in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas and obviously like to see what we're gonna come up with. Right, well, that said, let's get into opening the prospects now. Obviously there will be a couple of all-stars, mainly prospects, just while I talk a little bit about things in the background. Obviously anything massive I'll point out, but you know, it's just to kind of give some idea. Now I do mainly open up prospects, to be fair. The reason for it is because I'm wanting just a couple of things from the prospects, and also just to see what I am pulling. I mean, obviously at 1,000 cost now, as you can sort of see, I'm getting 2 imports, which is really good. And I've had not bad luck, actually, to be honest, from the prospects. It seems to feel like their rate has dropped, kind of been increased a little bit. I don't know whether that's just purely doing it after tournaments, which is what I always do now. I recommend it to all of you. If you are in a tournament, whether you get eliminated, whether you win, open your cups afterwards. And you know, unless you're saving up, then obviously, okay, fair enough. But a lot of the time I find that like 9 times out of 10 I get a lot better stuff than just opening them like some random day in the week. I don't know why that is. It just seems to have been for the last couple of seasons that's worked out. Now obviously with the items, I mean, okay, you know, from prospects you're not going to expect amazing items. I mean, it's very hard to get an exotic or a black market, though it does happen. You're more likely to get the odd import. I mean, I know you just saw me open 2, but that is probably rarer than normal. Most of the time, if you're lucky, you get a very rare. Rares and uncommons are probably the more majority, but you do get some cool stuff. And obviously, you know, when you're looking sort of tournaments, it's kind of just individual to whoever, what you're using and what you find. Like personally, like this trail, I'll never use it, so I'm going to trade it up when I get the opportunity, and I'm going to get rid of it. But then for the examples, the Chomper banner, I actually really like. Been trying to get various different colours, so I'm opening some prospects to just see if I can pull some of them and see what else I get and see if I get a really lucky pull. 1,000 is much more tempting. I think that is where it's massively improved. I think when it was 1,200, just made it a little bit different. You know, you'd only get like 5 really for 6,000, and then that's where you are halfway to getting an all-stars, but now you get 12. It doesn't sound much, but it does make a difference, trust me. So, you know, like extra 2 for every 12,000, yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound bad, really. So, basically, bottom line is that, you know, as you can sort of see, I'm getting another lime Chomper. I won a second one, which is fair enough, you know, just luck of the draw. But, you know, with these sort of things, it is pretty much just opening what you can and seeing how lucky you get. Now, one thing that I'd like to sort of see moving forwards, and I know that this is something that maybe would ruin certain elements of the tournament scene, and obviously maybe that wouldn't be a great idea, but here's a suggestion. You know, like if you have an item and you've won it before, you can't win a duplicate. That would be so cool, especially painted. I think that would probably be where the unpainted ones, I'd expect duplicates, wouldn't really care, wouldn't really bother me, but it would be so nice that, you know, if you won Crimson Wheels, that you'd never win Crimson Wheels again. You've already got them, and if you trade them up, you obviously don't really want them. Now, obviously, you know, that would just make the chances just a little bit better of getting the titanium whites, the blacks, oranges, the blues, whatever color you actually like, just kind of being really lucky. And that would be something that would be so minor to adjust, but would be awesome. What do you guys think? I mean, is that a great idea, or is it just terrible? Let me know. I'll be always interested to read the comments. But, you know, with these openings, I mean, obviously, this isn't everything that I've opened. It has been quite a long road. You know, we've gone from sort of being in a champ tournament, which is a match that I'm going to post at some point soon. There's then we've gone back into diamond because it's really rough, so easy to, you know, do really well, then lose a game or let the lead slip away from you. Your concentration has to be like literally on top ball. Even in high diamond, it's really tough, but you know, when you get into champ, it's really difficult. And I'm not really a champ player fundamentally. I'm more like a sort of diamond, I guess, at best. And that's being honest, you know. I mean, I'd love to turn around and say, yeah, I'm a champ player, I'm really good. I am okay. on my day, but I can make mistakes as well, and it just depends on the day. I'm not the most consistent player, and that's probably where it lets me down a little bit sometimes. So, things like that. It's very, very sweaty in champ usually. Low champ, not as bad, but if you're kind of mid champ or whatever, it's really amazing what people can do, and just how they can control the ball in the air, how they get the good flicks, the dribbles, all the things that you're not expecting and are very hard to defend against, they're throwing at you constantly. And 5-minute match could seem like an awfully long time. So, we did actually manage to kind of like get past a round in champ. It was quite a sweaty match. I've got that one to post up, which I'm going to do soon. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. It's, me as goalkeeper and my friend JHD and KY Rich kind of up front. That's kind of how we play. It usually works, not always, but it does work and it's quite successful. So we kind of stick to that format just to really kind of make sure that we're just not leaving ourselves open to any goals and things like that. So pretty cool. But as regards to sort of openings, I mean, basically a lot of these things you'll find that you're going to trade up just because, again, they're just items that maybe if you're really not going to use it, there's no point keeping it. And I think it's very much down to preference. One thing that I've did as well, a bit later on the video, I have cross-piece holographic wheels from Season 4. I really, really like those wheels personally, but the ones from the past, the Glonex inverted or holographics, they look really similar and probably even a bit nicer. So I just traded up the tournament ones. I've got the purples already, and I've still yet to get the sky blues, but I know they're coming. So again, it's just pretty much like a thing of, well, if I'm going to use those over this, I might as well trade them up and just get a chance at maybe like an exotic or something like that, which I do. Again, sunset wheels in purple, yeah, not bad. Didn't keep them. They weren't really good enough, so again, just got rid of them. And it's just, you've got to be a little bit ruthless when it comes to that, because especially if you are just opening prospects, I think this is probably the big thing. If you're opening just prospects, you really, really, really want to try and just trade up as much as you can. It doesn't mean to say don't keep something that you think is really cool. Don't matter what other people say to you or who else. At the end of the day, you've got to like whatever that item is. And like Chomper Banners, for example, for me, they're probably one of the only things that I'm keeping in the uncommons and the rares and the very rares that I actually like. And maybe the slug wheels as well, or the roly-polies, whatever they're called. The painted orange ones I've kept on a car. The green ones I get rid of. They're just not going to use that. Yep, again, the soft sets, they're not bad, but I've got your mains, I've got some other purple wheels. I like purple as a colour, but I'm just not going to use them. There's better options, so again, I'm just going to get rid of it. And that's the thing, is like, you do get more trade-ins now. I think that is something that's really great for the players that don't have access to the All-Stars. If you don't have access to the All-Stars, then prospects are the better way to go. I know challenges aren't bad, and that was another idea that I had. Would love to see challenges kind of change a little bit. One suggestion would be to reduce the cost down to 2,000, so that then there was, of course, a chance. Or if you were going to leave them sort of as they were, maybe adjust it so that it was only rares and above that you could win, and maybe lower the cost down to 3,000 or something, so that it was then a rare and above, and you had just a little bit more chance to kind of win something, that wasn't an uncommon. Because let's face it, who wants to see the uncommons turn up? I mean, there's not one good uncommon that really in this it comes up, and that's usually the case. They're usually pretty dreadful, so it's just be nice just to kind of see, a back of them, and then, rares and very rares and things. If it was sort of 3,000 or 2,000 or something like that with that change, it would be just a little bit better in regards to kind of, giving yourself a bit more chance. And, again, it'd be great for those players that maybe just don't have access to All-Stars, because let's face it, and I mean, I'm lucky enough to play with, some very good players as well. So obviously, like, that really helps, because competent teammates are massive, such a big thing in tournament scene, especially. If you don't have competent teammates, it really, really, really is so challenging to try and get past the first round, let alone win a tournament or come second or whatever. It's really difficult. So as you can see in the background, I'm sort of debating. This is basically why it's taking a bit longer. I'm debating about trading up the purple cross piece, but I realised that I'm not going to use them now because I've got the other ones from the past. Let's get rid of them and let's try and get yourself a nice exotic. Unfortunately, I get a bit unlucky. I don't think I get a really great one. I think it's a Manhattan boost, if I remember. Yeah, a Manhattan boost, which, okay, but the good thing is it's trade up material. It's something I'm not going to be attached to. It looks, in my opinion, dreadful. My friend JHD actually won a titanium white one. And I thought, oh wow, that's really cool, let's have a look at it. And to be honest, it looked absolutely dreadful in my opinion. I just don't like the boost at all, just the design of it. The atomic blip, the gold explosion was amazing, but I just don't like the gold, the sort of like the boost instead. It just doesn't look as clean. It's a bit chunky at the back. If you're trying to go in the air or anything like that, it's just going to block your view. And there's so many better options with boost. So again, my friend JHG is going to be trading that when he can as well. Hopefully, if you're trading something titanium white, you get lucky and you get something really, really, really good as well. But yeah, I mean, like, obviously, in regards to the tournaments, the scene, we must be getting up to almost halfway through the season. Maybe not quite, but we're coming up for it. I think part 3 comes out on the 12th of Feb, 12th of Jan even, of the pass, so I'm assuming that will be the halfway mark. So we're probably a couple of weeks off, actually, but even so, we're coming up to that way. And, obviously there's mixed opinions with Season 5, as it is with every season. Was it better than last season? Is it better than the previous seasons? All that stuff. As regards to the pass items, I would say yes, the pass items are pretty damn cool. I'd say that with the tournament items, they're about the same, really. There's always those really cool items, those not bad items, and those okay items, and then just the rest of the trash that you just know you're going to get rid of because you're not going to keep it. I did keep the titanium white Point Dexter, because actually I bought the pack with the titanium white Katumi in it to give that a try. It's a very short car, and being that I usually use the Dominus or the Skyline or the Octane, it kind of felt really, really weird. It's a nice car, just not used to it, I guess. But it's a really cool decal anyway, so I thought I'd just keep that one, put it on the sort of like the Takumi. Why not? Because again, with tournament items, there's always those odd items that you look at and you think, oh yeah, actually that's not bad. I will keep that. But it is one of those things with this. You gotta be so kind of selective. And I find like one of my biggest downsides is sometimes I probably hang on to things that I'm probably never going to use, but I'm still sentimental about them. Now, you see the Saffron Digiglobe up in the sort of like top left-hand corner. That was actually the first item I ever won from a tournament opening, really, and that was back in Season 1. Me and my friend JHD, we didn't know about kind of like tournaments, really. We didn't really enter into any. We were obviously way, way worse players as well. We were probably gold rank at best. We won a silver tournament and we wore it on our sort of like our banner, really proud. Oh, we've won a tournament, thinking that we were really good. And obviously, silver tournament, I'm not being funny. It's full of people who've only really started out the game, and of course, like a very different day back then. But yeah, I don't really use antennas anymore. I used to when I first started out. I long since stopped kind of using antennas on my preset, but I can't bring myself to take it away or to trade it up or anything because it was my first ever tournament item. So sometimes you get silly little things like that. Sentimentality, yeah, kind of silly really, but you just know that you're never going to get one again, so I keep it for that reason. And if ever I want to put it on a car, I guess I could as well, because it's kind of yellowy, orangey, that kind of colour, so it kind of went with quite a few of the presets that I was making at the early in the time. So as you can see in the background, I trade up all my roly-polies except for the orange. Decided to get rid of the forest green one, just not going to use it. I don't really have a forest green car that I'm using at the moment. It's a nice colour, forest green in general, not maybe necessarily the roly-polies, but yeah, again, just ruthless, decided to get rid of them, and I win some nice soft set skermatized wheels, yeah, okay. But as you can sort of see, I mean, I've been opening a lot of prospects. I think coming up for now, I'm going to be starting to opening All-Stars again for a bit. Purely because although it is shorter videos and a bit shorter content, I guess, the one thing is that I need about 2 exotics, I believe, to trade up to a black market. I kind of want to try and win maybe like a block party painted would be really cool, or that synergy as well, either an unpainted or a painted, because I haven't got one yet. So again, that would be really, really awesome. There is always that chance that I think I've got one Season 4, I think. Maybe actually I haven't anymore. No, I don't think I have. I think I got rid of it. So again, hopefully, fingers crossed, I can just kind of get lucky and get a painted item. Paint is a bit rare. I think that they could really up the painted chance. I think that that's kind of one of the things that's really been difficult for a lot of people. I know one of my friends has been very lucky. He's literally won a lot of painted gold explosions and sort of like exotics and all that stuff, and even a couple of playing black markets. So sometimes you get people with a lot of luck, but mainly I think we kind of all have to admit that it's quite tough when it comes to kind of trade ups and things like that. Now you kind of can see, I mean, I've got loads and loads of sort of like chances to open All Stars. I probably should have opened a couple, not gonna lie. Probably should have opened a couple, but sometimes I suppose that the biggest thing for me is at 12,000 to win a very rare, it kind of sucks. Whereas I just got 2 very rares, and I got some other materials to trade up as well, with a chance of winning maybe something else. And you can see I won 3 very rares from that. If I had have won 1 very rare, if it had been an import or above, I guess it probably wouldn't have been so bad. But generally the openings have been quite good. I think that they generally have been decent enough to make me keep opening prospects. I don't know whether they've changed the drop rates, like I said. I just feel like it's been a lot better than I remember. So, yeah, it's always interesting. But, anyway, we're coming sort of kind of moving to the end of the video. So, just want to talk about a couple of other little bits before I go. It'll be New Year before, of course, I post another video. So, fingers crossed you do enjoy this one and all that. But, yeah, but basically, what it is that with video suggestions, I do want to post more Rocket League videos. Life has been pretty busy in certain ways, and there's been other things going on, so I haven't been posting as much as I would like, but I obviously do want to keep posting the content, but I want to keep it interesting and different, and not do every single thing that maybe other content creators are always posting, which is tough sometimes, because obviously tournament openings, lots of people are going to be doing that. But I do want to kind of keep it varied. So, if there's any sort of ideas of things that you would kind of like to see, just in general, it would be really, really, really nice if you could do that. Sort of like let me know kind of what you might like to see, what you're interested in, be it match play, tournament openings, some other ideas, some suggestions for changes to the game. I always like doing concept ideas. I love that kind of stuff. Do let me know, and I'll take that on board most certainly. But that is pretty much it for the video. So as you can see, the last thing I win is a Manhattan Boost, another one. So it'll go towards my trade up. But that is it for this particular video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much if you watched to the end. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. All the best.